I remember paying around $200 for my 120-hour TEFL course online. That was many years ago, like 5 years ago. And I wish that somebody gave me the discount that I'm about to give you. In the description of this video, there is a link to a huge discount, 84% off a 120-hour TESOL online course at International Open Academy. It's only $19, euros or pounds, depending on where you are in the world. If you need a certificate still, then click the link in the description. Not sure if you need one, want to know a little bit more about it? Alright, keep watching. We're going to talk TESOL today. Oh, and over there, I've got some notes that I made 5 years ago when I was doing my TEFL, so stick around until the end of this video. TESOL, TEFL, TESOL, what's the difference? Well, these days they're all pretty much used interchangeably, but there are a few small differences. TESOL means teaching English to speakers of other languages. It's generally recommended for teachers who plan to teach non-native English speakers living in an English-speaking country. TEFL means teaching English as a foreign language. It's generally for teachers who plan to go abroad to teach students where the mother language is not English. TESOL means teaching English as a second language. It's pretty much the same as the others, and this term TESOL is being used less and less. Basically, TESOL, TEFL, and TESOL are pretty much the same thing. To teach English online, like I do, you need to have one of these English teaching certificates. In fact, this certificate is usually a requirement not just for teaching online, but if you teach abroad, if you teach students at your own home physically, it's still a necessary thing. So the International Open Academy 120-hour online TESOL course, that is such a mouthful. Let me tell you a little bit more about that. First of all, it's super easy. There are 5 steps. Number 1, register and enroll. Number 2, study 10 modules, anywhere, anytime, on any device. Step 3, do some quizzes and evaluations. Step 4, get your certificate, you're done. And step 5, teach English. Also on this course, there is a 14-day money-back guarantee. You've got nothing to lose. Again, the link is in the description. I want to talk a little bit more about my experience of getting my teaching certificate. I actually did, if I remember right, a 120-hour online TEFL course with a 20-hour on-site workshop thing in Leeds in England. It was enlightening, really. I mean, I think the online part was actually a little bit more useful for me than the on-site part, because the on-site part was a lot about, classroom physical teaching, and I didn't do that for very long. But every module taught me something new, and I'm always using knowledge from this course in my teaching every day. 5 years later, I'm still using it. My favourite part of the whole course was actually the grammar section. Being a native English speaker, I know how to use all of these grammatical constructions, but explaining them and naming them is a different thing altogether, and that was really interesting for me. Anyway, this is a bit embarrassing, but I still have my notes from my TEFL course 5 years ago. Still got the books and everything that I wrote up, and I even printed the whole course out, and yeah, let's go and take a look at it. Follow me. Okay, so here we've got 2 books. This one is the actual course that I printed out, the PDF, and these are my notes here. So let's take a look first at the course that I printed out. It is quite thorough, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to properly read everything. But why do people learn English? The history of English, most common learning styles. This is Unit 2, Classroom Management. You see, this is part of my course that I didn't really benefit much from, because I've never really done, big classroom classes where I have to manage and arrange a classroom like this. But it was all interesting. Unit 3, Lesson Planning. Unit 4, Teaching Skills. I made all of these title pages. Such a nerd, I know. This was the part that I really liked, the last unit, the grammar unit. Okay, so that's all of the actual course itself that I printed out and made a book of. Let's take a look at my notes. So lots of highlighters, sticky notes, Old English, Old French, Old English cow, Old French beef, swine, pork, sheep, mutton, eld, age, belief, faith, seethe, boil. So this was really interesting actually, this part of the unit. I learned a lot about the history of English, 600 BC up to the 16th century. Learning styles. Just trying to lift that up a little bit so you can see. Yeah, I was, you know, when I study, I get really into it usually. Doesn't matter what I'm studying. Yeah, this is the part that I didn't really benefit from, but still, it's good to know, it's good to write down so you retain it all. I was really thorough with my notes, throwing myself into my course and doing my best to learn all about it. Because with the TEFL course, with the TESOL course in the description of this video, you know, it's 120 hours, but you can do it in 40 hours. You can do it really quickly, but I think it is nice to kind of take your time and make a lot of notes and actually revise and go through things. Oh, the IPA table. Yeah. I remember, you know, almost killing myself trying to learn this. I guess you can try and pause it and read some of this, but I'd like to go through all of this, like, in different videos, you know? Go through some of my really old notes. What do you guys think of that? I think it'd be a nice refresher course for myself as well. Because, you know, after a while you can get too comfortable. And it's nice to go back. Oh, so this unit was really good. This was Unit 9, which is teaching children languages. And I've only ever taught children at iTutor Group. And I remember I didn't really use any of this until iTutor Group started teaching children, because first it was just adults. And this was really useful. You know, I had to come back and take a look at some of my notes, teaching 4 to 6 year olds, 7 to 9 year olds, 10 to 12. And then this was when I went to Leeds, making notes in the actual workshop itself. Obviously less colourful because I was working with people there. So I didn't have time to, you know, get colourful and creative with that. All right, back to me. So let me know if you'd be interested in maybe a video series with me going through each of the modules that I learned during my TEFL course, looking at my notes and seeing how things have changed, seeing, you know, how I apply things that I learned today when I teach English. Yeah, let me know if that kind of video series would be something that you'd be down to watch. It's an interesting idea, I think. Maybe a boring one? I don't know, you tell me. Once more, the link to the International Open Academy 120-hour online course with a huge 84% discount at only $19 from $120 is in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.